this because I'm a little bit pissed. It's a very spontaneous video, but I just wanted to get it off my chest. Because yeah, I was just speaking to an advisor, and I think this is something that's very common, but most people don't realize it, and it's what's holding most people back from like scaling their practice to honestly multi six, even high six figures and even seven figures. And it's this scarcity mindset to some extent. Let me explain what I mean. Because he was making around this guy that I used to talk to. See what he saw if he would be able to become a partner with us. He was making around 500K per year. Fucking cool, right? $500,000. He's doing better than most people. Um, what can he do wrong? Um, well, let's see. From that 500K, roughly speaking, he was making 450K profit. 450K profit US in this bank, cash collected, running a one-man show. He's living the dream, right? Yes, but then he also had the goal of scaling to. He wanted to get to 1.5 million to 2 million this year, end of this year. But it's a 3x, right, between here. So how do we do that? And to get, he was selling life insurance, he was selling annuities, and he also had this like software thing going on. However, to get to this 500K, right, there is about, from what I gathered, six to fucking eight different things that he was doing in terms of marketing, um, to be able to get traffic and make this 500K. Now the problem is like, okay, cool. He has multiple marketing channels, a lot of lead generation. Amazing. He was doing trade shows. He was doing some meta advertising, some AI cold calling, some TV commercials, like a lot of things to get to 500K. And like, mind you, he's running a one man show. Like he's doing well for himself at 500K. But in lies the problem. So he had about 90% margins, right? But we want to scale to 1.5 million. So how do we get there? We were spending around like all in 50K, let's say, on marketing and on everything on to get this 500K. Now, what I proposed to him and what he was super against, not super against, but it's limiting belief that I tried to break through, but I don't know if I did get through it to him. But hopefully, one of you guys watching this won't make the same mistake. Even if you're making like low six figures, that's 10K per month, and you want to scale to 30, 50K per month. Like the app, he was so fixated on his margins, and this is the problem. Let me mark it in green. Or not in green, in red. Margins. Here. Cool. Margins. That's the problem. Now, why is 90% margin the problem? One point, if you basically want to triple your business or 4x your business, you have to be able to take some risk. And what he did, he was, to get to this point, by the way, he was signing, he had around 20 appointments per month selling life insurance. Fabulous, right? Fabulous, right? So he actually had the capacity to take on 100 appointments and clients per month. And this is what makes him unique. Like doing this as a one-man show with you some help, it's good. 100 appointments per month, and he was currently generating 20 appointments per month with 6 to 8 different marketing channels, spending nothing and running at 90% profit margin. But he wanted to 5x his appointments. And that's why I saw like, yes, we can actually scale to 2 million if we do this right. But the problem is that he wanted to scale to from 20 appointments to 100 appointments while keeping his profit margin. And this is stupid for one reason. Let's cross that out. Let me draw this out because it's hard to explain. Say he currently spending around 400, not even that. Yeah, I think it was 300 or something, in order to get a client that paid him 10K. So he was 30 his CAC to LTV. Like this is across everything, lifetime value of client, annuities, life insurance, the whole lot was 30 to 1. 30 to 1. So he put $1 in and got 30 out. And that's why this is so high. Like the margin is so high. He put $1 in and $30 out, and he was generating around 20 appointments per month. Now, what I told him is, why not just fucking double down on what is already working? Because this is obviously working. And even if this number here increases from $300 to acquire the client, 1K. Let's find as much, because this is a money printing machine at this rate. Let's just find the ways to spend as much money as possible, because we're making a shit ton of money. We're getting 30x ROAS. That's better than the S&P. Why not figure out a way to bid 1K per client and still make 10 grand? Because we're still getting 10 to 1. Now, obviously, margins aren't there. Like, there's 90% here, but then there's some admin costs, there's some other things. This is not like first year. So let's say with this, yeah, he's losing margin, but he's still getting 10 to 1 on his ads at the worst case. Even if we spend and bump it up, so he's spending, like, this is what he's currently doing and he's generating 20 appointments, we would probably even bump it to 600, at which case he would do 20 to 1 still. But since he was so fixated on keeping this number so astronomically high, he was limiting his growth. And this is the problem. Say you're spending 3K per month on ads, and you're making fucking 30 times that over the lifetime. So you're making, I don't know, initial month, let's say 60. We just play with numbers here. 60K. You're 20xing your income on money spent on the ads. Fucking awesome. Why not spend 10K next month? Because we have the infrastructure to take on 100. So why not spend 10K? And even if you do that and this number goes down, which he was so fixated on keeping the same, even if this goes down from 20x or 10x, whatever, to say, call it 10x, right? Call it 15, because we're not spending that much. 15x, because you're doing more ads and there's ad fatigue and whatnot. Decreasing your ROAS from 10x to fucking, or 20x to 15x. Well, then you're, oh, poo, crazy. Now you're making 150 fucking K per month. Woohoo! And shoodaloo, now we're already there. Because he just wanted to 3x his business. Now we're at 1.5K or 1.5 mil. And the only thing we had to do was increase ad spend. And we're still getting 15 times our money. His limiting belief was there. And I don't know how many of you guys are there, but run the fucking numbers. Because if you're currently getting anything above 15x LTV to CAC ratio, it costs you $1 to acquire the client, and over the lifetime of their client, how long do they stay? How many annuities do they buy? How much life insurance does the average client buy? What's their premiums? Everything. And if this calculation comes out anything above 15x or even 10x, you have to spend as much money as possible to acquire those clients, because you are printing money. Name anything else in this world where you are getting 15 times your money right away. But if you have the limiting belief of keeping your margins the same, no matter at what cost, and to do that, you are spending fucking 20 hours per week to save 3K per year on cheap marketing products and AI systems to navigate, to automate everything and get around, just to not spend money at all. Like, if you're spending 20 hours per week to save $500 per month, not even 2K per month in costs, and you're making over 500K just to keep your margins the same, this is not where your attention should go. Let me be clear about that. You should not be spending fucking half your week trying to make 2K per month, save 2K per month on your marketing. You should be spending your 20 hours per week instead on the marketing that is currently generating you 30x ROAS, and instead here making ads, for example, that generate you, in this case, All he'd had to do was fucking triple his ad spend to get to this point. Because his margins were good, his infrastructure was so good, and he was just so fixated on making 2K per month by saving things instead of looking at the overall picture. Because at the end of the day, here, let me draw it out. And this is what's keeping you like where you are, or some of you. 90% of 500K, if the goal is making money, 90% of 500K is still less than even 70% to lower your margins of 2 million. And if we are optimizing for this number going up, more money in our pocket, plus fucking $1.5 million. If we're optimizing for income, we are going from 450 to 1.4 million per year in money in your pocket. So you should not fucking, if you have a money printing machine at 90%, you should not focus on keeping this the same. You should put all your focus on how to make this go up. And even if that comes at a cost of absolute margin. If the margin lowers, but you're making 4 times the money, well, math kind of works out that you're still making $1 million more per year. Let's make that green. $1 million more per year because you don't have ego attached to your margins. So if you have a money printing machine where you're making ads, where you're doing marketing efforts, and you're getting 30 to 1, 20 to 1 on your existing things, the only thing you should be focused on is putting as much money as possible into that machine because you are making 15x. You should not be focused on trying to save 2K on software cost. Yes, because you want to keep your margins the same. Again, hitting this point home, I don't know who I'm speaking to, but if you're out there, if the goal is making more absolute money in your pocket at the end of the year, do not have ego when it comes to your margins. If it comes at the cost of absolute revenue, because again, 90% of 500K, cool, you have good margins, woohoo, but it is still less than 70% of 2 million, and it takes capital to grow and expand. It takes capital to acquire customers. It takes capital to build out the infrastructure to acquire those customers using your money printing machine. It takes money to recruit other advisors and admin people to help you get to $2 million revenue. So yes, your margin goes down, but your marketing is so good that you should just spend more time focused on your marketing, because at the end of the day, you will be making $1 million more because of it. So yeah, that's the fucking rant. I just wanted to do this because I hopped off with him and tried to get him across the board and get this through to him for like 20, 30 minutes. And it was just like a limiting belief. And I think he's had that for like 7 years, and that's why he's been stuck. Which is sad to see. Because if you have the goal of growing it, and the only thing that's keeping you from growing is your ego attached to a very arbitrary number, then I feel sorry for you. Because if you want to grow, put your fucking ego aside, make more money, and you'll be happier at the end of the day because you actually fulfilled your goals and you could accomplish the things that you wanted.